like to cook, I like to sing, I do musical theater, and I'm in my musical at school.
Oh, awesome. What kind of stuff do you like to sing?
I like to sing hip-hop, rock, 60s, 70s, 80s, and some pop.
That's a really interesting mix of
Yeah.
music taste.
It's kind of influenced through my dad and like modern stuff, yeah.
That's really cool. Well, so tell me a little about your cooking background. So how did you get started with cooking? Like, how old were you and all that stuff?
I was like about 8, and sometimes I just watch over my mom's shoulder, and then I'd try and cook an egg or two. And then it sort of came to this, where like I'm cooking once a week.
So how old would you say you were when you first started? Like 2 or 3 or 5?
Maybe around 7 or 8, like for real cooking. Before it's just kind of like I'm kind of holding the pan, not really cooking it myself.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's perfect. Can you say that for me one more time?
Okay.
But just so it's all together in a sentence, and just
Yeah.
explain, like, I've been cooking since I was about 7 or 8. Like, I was like helping when I was younger, but like actually cooking
Yeah.
for real since I was 7 or 8.
So I was cooking around 7 and 8 for real, all by myself. Before I was just kind of helping, holding the pan, helping my mom and dad.
Perfect. And tell me about some of the things that you know how to cook.
One of the main things I like to cook, usually on like Sundays or Saturdays in the morning, is silogs. It's pretty much rice, egg, and some sort of Filipino meat. I also like cooking adobo, a lot of eggs. We love eggs. And rice, yeah.
That sounds great. What types of food do you like to eat?
I kind of like everything. I'm not really picky. I love to try new things. It's really fun to go around places and just try new foods.
What's like your favorite food of all time?
Probably in Napa, I tried this raviolo. It's a ravioli with an egg inside, and when you cut it open, the egg can just ooze out, and it's not cooked or anything. It's just coming out, and it's really fun.
So it sounds like you're kind of an adventurous eater. You're not
Yeah.
like just a mac and cheese kind of kid.
No.
Well, some kids your age only like mac and cheese or like chicken nuggets or pizza.
Yeah.
Where do you get such an adventurous palate from? Like, do you like to go to fun restaurants and travel and stuff?
A lot of our trips, like when I go to soccer, we go up to the Bay Area and we get to try all a bunch of food. So that's probably one of the main reasons that I have an adventurous palate. We don't have much stuff down here in Carmel. And there's so much Asian cuisine up there to try.
That sounds great. Well, so have you ever taken any cooking classes or anything, or you pretty much learned from your parents?
I believe I took one cooking class in, I think I was 9. I took it at this Me Earth class. We pretty much, for one whole week, we just cooked and we prepared a bunch of stuff. And then on the last day, we invited one of our family members or a couple of them, and then we just prepared it for them and we served it to them. It's pretty fun.
That sounds awesome. So you're a pretty experienced chef. Like, do you ever cook dinner like for the family, or do you help your parents cook dinner for the family, or for like holidays or anything like that?
Every once in a while, I'd probably cook something really special that I've like prepared and planned for like the past week or so. And then I would help out, like make some rice. I'd prepare stuff for my parents.
That sounds awesome. So where do you get most of your inspiration from? Is it all like your parents, or do you like to look at cookbooks or watch cooking shows?
Well, I love watching MasterChef Junior. It's so fun to watch and see all those kids come up with such cool things. And then my mom, she cooks so much Filipino food. I'm very influenced with that, and it always tastes so good, so I always want to try it. And I just love watching Tasty on YouTube, so sometimes I like trying to make those meals.
What are like all the different methods of cooking that you can do? Like, do you know how to fry? Do you know how to saute, bake, grill? I don't know, microwave, whatever you do.
I kind of know how to do all of those. Probably the main one is probably microwaving with all the leftovers. But I know how to I know how to fry, I know how to broil, cook stuff in the oven, saute, yeah, all that stuff. chopping stuff up. It's pretty fun, especially onions. I like crying.
You're the only chef I've ever talked to that enjoys chopping onions.
It's just so fun, and then like you just naturally tear up.
But then your eyes are all watery. Like,
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's just kind of fun experience. You just like cry unnaturally, and like all the stuff coming from the onions just goes into your eyes, and then you just start tearing up. It's kind of a funny feeling.
That is funny. So for this show, oh, bless you. For this
Sorry.
show, it's kind of like Chop Junior, so you would have a lot of ingredients to work with, but also kind of a mystery basket. So I don't know what they might put in there. What are your thoughts on that? Like, what if you get some random stuff in a basket?
Probably I'd usually, if it's like some complete, I've never seen it before or cooked it before, I'd probably, if it's some sort of meat, I'd probably try and put it in one of the sauces that I've already made before, and try and like cook it first on the stove, broil it maybe in the oven, and then cook it in the sauce, and then put it on some rice and egg maybe. That might be a good way to present it to the judges or whatever.
That is so smart. It sounds like you've already got a plan. You're a cook baby. That's impressive. Do you feel like you're a pretty creative chef? Like, can you kind of come up with ideas, you know, like off the top of your head?
I think I'm pretty good. Sometimes there's just not many ingredients in the fridge, and we kind of have to make something for dinner or breakfast, and I come up with something. But I don't think if I had like completely different ingredients, that I don't think, like, if I'm not so familiar with it, I'd be able to kind of make something as tasty as something else though. But I'm pretty creative.
Can you give me an example of a time that you kind of had to just like go through the pantry and see what you had and like randomly kind of throw stuff together, you know?
I think
You can put it in your own words, but can you explain it sort of like, I'm a really creative chef, and then kind of tell me about like a time that you had to do that?
Okay. So I think I'm a pretty creative chef, and one time for breakfast, everyone was already asleep, and I kind of thought, hey, maybe I should make breakfast today. And then I look in the fridge, and there's not really much anything to make with. There's a couple of eggs. I think there was some arugula, some green onions, and there's some thyme, and then tomatoes, and I'm kind of like, hey, there's nothing, there's no protein in here, there's no meat. So I'm like, why don't I try and make some sort of omelet, since I can probably throw in some arugula, cut up some tomatoes, put some of the green onions on top, and maybe on the thyme on the side, and then in the end, it was actually good.
I like the ingredients that you work with. They sound really advanced, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah. Are there any ingredients you've worked with that you feel like are like kind of unusual for someone your age to cook with?
Probably pasta. For me, it's really hard to get it al dente, like perfect, I guess, or really close to it. That's something I kind of struggle with.